Good morning, Eileen.
Morning, Siobhan. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good as we approach midterm here, break from school. So I'm in great form, and it's lovely to touch base with you because it's been a while since we've had a chance to chat together.
And I have midterm. I have only thesis term, so I'm feeling a bit jealous. But I obviously know how much you and all the teachers really need this. Like, I think this year I've really begun to understand the stresses and the pressures that you're under. Like, it's just I
Yeah.
never understood it before. I'll be totally honest. I was one of the ones who used to think teachers had a real easy job. I have to be honest, put my hand up, but I'm different now.
Yeah, well, look, I do love my job, but it's definitely been a time like no other. And I didn't realize, I have to say, how tired, actually exhausted I was until I woke up this morning at 10 o'clock, having slept straight through for 11 hours. I can't remember any time in my life before when I've done that. So I think that's a sign of how tired we are. But I think we wanted to talk this morning, Eileen, about some self care during winter, especially now as we're starting another term of 6 weeks of lockdown. Well, some of us. So, isn't that the topic we'd like to discuss today, Eileen?
Yeah, and you would have been very proud of me. Before we locked down the other day, I went to a sports shop and I bought waterproofs because I said the weather, the winter weather, is not going to stop me getting out, walking, connecting with nature, and essentially looking after my mind.
Yeah, we actually do a lot of on the topic of outdoor education at school, and there's one saying that we learned, apparently, I think it comes from Norway, is there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing. So I think in terms of how to look after ourselves during winter, because there is a lot of worry out there at the moment about the extra negative effect this could have on certain people. Where would you start, Eileen, being a qualified psychotherapist, um, when advising people how to look after themselves during this winter season?
It's actually, I'm thinking of a bit of advice I gave to somebody this morning who is really essentially struggling at the moment. And this person wanted to go to the seafront for a walk. And I said, if that's going to help you today, go. You're not in a car with anybody, you're not meeting anybody, but you're doing
Mm.
this in your head, your mind. That's one thing I suppose I would say. The other thing I would say is reach out, especially if you're on your own, and even actually if you're not on your own, if you're struggling, reach out. It doesn't have to be to the likes of me, to a psychotherapist. It can be to somebody who will listen. Like we've a lot of people around us who we can talk to, but someone who will listen, who will
Yeah.
let you talk, because it's not about somebody trying to fix what's going on for you. Sometimes it's about being heard, and often you'll come up with what you need to do yourself in verbalizing what's going on.
Yeah, I know myself some of the things that help me in winter. I actually love winter. I love winter when you can stay at home too. I love the open fire. I love being able to have a hot drink beside the open fire, even a hot bowl of soup. Love all of that while watching a nice movie. If it's raining outside, to be conscious and aware of the sound of the fire inside and then the sound of the rain outside. Sometimes I think there's no nicer feeling. I've often had that sense that I'd love to be like some of the animals. Sometimes I'd love to hibernate during the winter. Unfortunately, because I'm a teacher now, there's very little chance of that happening. But anyway, look, I think there's some of the self care things that help me in winter. What helps you, Eileen?
Like even, and we're attaching a little video to this, and it's a few pictures. What I've started doing is taking pictures of little things that inspire me when I'm going on my walks. Like one of the things was I was at the beach one day and the different colour, the blue of the sky, the blue of the water, just the different colours, the the trees, the different colors green. Like even this morning, I was sitting talking to somebody, social distancing in my car with the window open, and a bird landed on the wing mirror, and it was noticing myself. I think I actually went into fight flight. I got quite stressed because my initial reaction was, oh, that's gorgeous. And then I thought, oh, it's going to get into the car. And then even saying, that poor little guy is terrified of me. Now, I'm not going to repeat the next bit that I said to you when we spoke, but my fear of what was going to happen in the car if he got in. But anyway,
That's funny because it's just reminded me as well. There was, I think, since we went back to school, there was probably 1 or 2 mornings when it was frosty when I arrived at school. And I remember one day arriving and noticing that there was almost frozen spider web on the between two bars on the school gate.
yeah,
And I just stopped to think, how amazing, just how beautiful is that? And just in that moment, rather than grabbing my bags, rushing into school, where do I start? What do I have to do? I took that moment just to look at that and to see the beauty of it, the beauty, the power of nature. It's everywhere, all around us. But what that did for me on that particular day was I came into the school enthusiastic, thinking I'm going to start the day by drawing the kids' attention to this. And we'll start off on a positive note, remove our thinking from the being bogged down in COVID related stuff and seeing the power and beauty all around us. And I think that that's a decision and choice that I know I need to make uh, frequently at the moment to try, in a continuous effort, to try to keep my head in a good space.
it makes so much sense. The other thing that's coming to my mind is to laugh at the little things, to have something to laugh at. I'm going to tell you a funny story now. You'll really enjoy this. Now, I'm very proud of my age. I'm 56 and I'm only feel like 21. But I went into a coffee shop the other day to get a coffee for me and a friend I was meeting in a park. And I had my mask on, and there was a lady in front of me. And I'd say she was early 20s. And the girl behind the counter was a similar age, I reckon, and they seemed to know each other. And one said to the other, how's your mother? And the other one said, she's really slow enough. And the first one said, how old is she anyway? And the other girl said, she's nearly 64. And I'm there saying, oh, 64. I have 8 years. But I had the mask on, and I was really glad to have the mask on because I came out to my friend and I took the mask on. He said to me, "What's he laughing about?" And I started to say, "I said, do you know that really made my day?" I was laughing at something silly, something, but it was brilliant.
I'll tell you a good one that happened in the class, obviously in the last week or two in Irish. I don't know how good your Irish is, Eileen, but we were doing about Iha Hauna,
Oh yeah,
so Halloween, and the different words, the vocabulary. So of course there was ula, apples, boreen brack, and there was Canona for nuts.
yeah.
And anyway, when I was explaining or getting the kids to guess some of the words, when I said Canona, just as quick as that, a girl, not being smart, but she just said, Miss, is that like the Canona virus? Well, I just couldn't control myself, but the laugh was great.
You think at that moment, you were there teaching, probably 10 things going around in your head that you do. And having that moment, like me that day, having the laugh, like you're just so much better after it, aren't you?
Yeah, and that's what I've said to the staff, and in fairness, our staff are just brilliant for it. We bring these stories, we don't share the names of the students or anything, but we bring these stories then into the staff room so that we can all have a laugh together. There's not many of us because we're taking turns, whatever, but we can all have a laugh in the staff room because I think that's so important when, wherever you're working, when you're on your breaks, it has to be a break. And to be able to do something that's going to make you feel maybe a little bit stronger or more positive going back into class or back to wherever your work is. So Eileen, I'm just thinking that I just took a drink of water as well. Hydration and physically looking after ourselves in winter.
I heard
You
it.
Herb tea, yeah. And I think that's even with my bottle of water here, I'm kind of conscious the cold water is not maybe the most nourishing or it doesn't feel necessarily great in winter. But sometimes I think what's lovely is the warm water with lemon or with lemon and honey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very, it's as far as I know, it's a detox that can be very helpful in the morning.
Yeah.
I like it, so I have to be honest, I don't.
Yeah, yeah, but I think there is a bit of negative chatter about the additional impact of having a lockdown during winter might have on people. So I think in addition to the self-care measures we've mentioned, are there other things that people can do indoors if they have to stay indoors that can help them mentally and physically?
Well, the other thing that's coming to my mind, and I'm starting doing it, is exercising. There's so many. Oh man, well, I can't remember. You know, the Joe Wicks kind of thing. But anyway, there's him. But there's loads, like even my own gym, loads of free classes online. There's yoga, there's Pilates, there's what I've actually done now, because I've moved my office out here to my garden where I have my new office. So I have a room upstairs and I've set it up with my gym mat.
Mm,
And like in my gym, they've allowed us to borrow weights and things for. So that's going to be, I'm going to do classes up there. Like, I mean, and I
mm,
can do that if it's pouring rain or if it's whatever,
mm,
and still get a bit of exercise. But not only exercise, in doing that, they do a lot of Zoom classes and you're connecting with people. I know it's through a screen. I know none of us want all the screen, but you can have a bit of a laugh. You're motivated. I find I'm motivated when I'm with other people.
yeah.
One thing. Another thing I've started doing now, you laugh at this, is because you have to have stairs. I've been doing my stairs workout. I try twice a day to walk down the stairs about 15 times. And to do it fast enough, I'm getting my heart rate up. So it's cardiac in itself, like just leg it up as quick as I can and down and up and down.
I'm not going to laugh at that, Eileen, because I do it myself and I usually do it with the laundry basket. And sometimes I stop halfway and I think, was I going up or coming down? I can't remember. But anyway, I do it. But I'm just thinking as well, what I love, love, love in the winter is a long, hot bath. Oh, it's so nice. And then for me, this might not work for other people, but for me, then that usually feeds into a really, really good sleep. And come to think of it, after I had an 11-hour sleep today, I did have a long hot bath last night before. So maybe that's what helped too. But I'm just thinking, one of the,
With the bath, Siobhan, sorry, I just
no,
interrupted
go
you.
ahead.
Epsom salts, especially if you're achy or sore, the Epsom salts are great. And a tip on the Epsom salts, if you go to chemist or whatever and buy your 4 kilo bucket of Epsom salts, it costs about 17 or 18 euro. If you go and down where you live, I'm sure there's plenty of farm shops. If you go to a farm shop, you can buy a 25 kilo bag for 19 euro.
Oh, Eileen,
Well, my
that's
chef has 2 big bags of Epsom salts, and I top up my bucket and I bring it in. It's just,
that's
you know,
that's a great tip. That's a great tip. Yeah, and one thing that struck me there this morning, I this might be just me again, but I find as well when I am going out to leave the house, not for exercise necessarily, but like today I have to go and do the shopping, the grocery shopping, so that's an essential. Um, to take the time, a little bit of time to dress up, and I don't mean dress up, but what does help my mood is to carefully choose what I'm going to wear. Like today, I'm all in black, which you know is not ideal really. I think it doesn't necessarily help my mood, but it's comfortable. But I did add this scarf, and as I was choosing this scarf, I got this scarf in Italy. And as I was choosing it, my mind went through the memory of that time that I spent in Italy, where I bought it. I remember it. But also, I added this little butterfly. And this butterflies remind me of my mother.
yeah.
So, my mother died at this time during the year, 33 years ago. But carefully choosing items of clothing, I think, that have a meaning for us can bring our minds to places that we can't physically go at the moment. And for me that helps.
And on the subject of dressing up, what I'm noticing more now, even if I'm on Zoom now, today is different. Today is a day of rest. But if I'm working now, I used to just, if it was on Zoom, I'd put on a nice top and I might have a pair of tracksuit bottoms or whatever.
The
But
PJs.
yeah, but now what I'm doing is I'm dressing as if I was going out to meet the person, to have to work, maybe to do the talk in a hotel or to do whatever. And I find when I do that, I'm I feel better about myself.
Mm, mm.
And I've discovered an amazing thing, Siobhan. Now, I haven't tried it out, but Zoom have a new thing. I never wear makeup. I hate makeup, non-makeup. Zoom have this new thing, which I haven't tried, so it comes with a government health warning probably. Like you can go into some setting on it and it puts on eyeshadow and lipstick and all sorts of things on it.
You should try it for the crack.
People recognize me.
That reminds me of that saying, and it is powerful, is get up, dress up, and show up. And
Never give up.
and never give up. Yeah. Eileen, with on that note, I think we should say farewell and for the moment. But we'll definitely be in touch again because we're committed now to create more videos for people out there who are following us and interested in hearing more.
Absolutely. And like, I mean, even for me now, having the chat, I feel a bit lighter. We've had a few laughs, we've told a few stories. And, for our followers, I hope you get a laugh. I hope you enjoy this, because it's not just for us. Have a good day.
Absolutely. Have a lovely day, Eileen, and everybody take care.
Sometimes we just need to pause and look at the absolute beauty around us, like the beautiful blue of the sea, the different colours of blue, the sky, the sea, and how it all merges. The calm, the waves, the green, the little flickers of light you can see through the green. The birds just peacefully, just chilling. The calm of the water. The swans just doing their thing. The beautiful night sky. The things we tend to take for granted until sometimes we just stop and look. And my invitation to you is to just stop today. Look around you. Look at the colours. Look at the beauty and breathe it in